Hi, and welcome back to DIY with Jeannie. Thank you for being with us today. I appreciate your time. I know that you could spend it with anybody else, and I appreciate the fact that you spend it with me. So today we are going to start the second part of piecing and then put the whole square together from the Annie's kit. If you have never been here before, we do a lot of sewing, crafting, do a lot of different things like that. But right now we're working on a block of the month kit, and we're going to eventually make this quilt block, but right now we're making this quilt top, but right now we're making this little quilt block. So we put together the triangles last time. Now we're going to put together the squares and add it on so that we get our entire block finished. So what I have already done is we had cut all of these pieces last time, and so I sewed the green together and the red together with the white. Each one got one white. That was why we had twice as many white as we did the color. And we are going to sew them together. I'm going to first iron. This is called nail ironing. So we're going to iron these pieces before I sew the next part. So it is going to go together like so. So where there is white on the green, there'll be red. They'll go together like that. So we will sew these squares together, and then we will sew the next part together. Oops, it's upside down. So we'll put these together along the seam, and then I will come back and we'll go over how to do the next one, and then we'll put it all together as one block. So give me just a second. Let me go sew these together, and I will be back. Okay, so we've put them together, and I worked really hard to get these corners together. 2 of them. See how pretty? Corners all came together. And then that one. Oh, yeah, it didn't quite. Good job, girl. Cat just fell off the table. See, I didn't quite make it. It's okay. I can stand with the imperfection. So now what we are going to do is go back and put it together so that the green stays on one side and the red stays on another. So I'll go back and match up the seams. See how I'm matching that right there so that I know that my piece will be square at that point. So I sew this one, I'll iron it open, and then I'll sew this one here. So my green are always on one end, my red are on the other. And then I'll come back and I'll show you how we're going to put it on that first part of the block that we did last time. Okay, so here's the one we made last time, and because I measured incorrectly on the last one, I was using the ruler and measuring to 4.5 inches, including this, and I was not taking into consideration that that was a 1/2 inch. So I messed up this one, and so the block is a little smaller than it ought to be. It's a little wonky, but it's okay because it'll still work. But because of that, this one does not exactly fit perfectly. So as you can see, this is longer, but what I'm going to do is split the difference here. I want to make sure that the center is centered, which it is at this point because that block and that block come at the corners. And so what I'll do is it will just be off. This will just be a very small block on the ends, but the middle will be correct. So yes, that will cause us to have some issues later when we're putting the whole thing together. But what I'll probably do is just put a strip of fabric somewhere to make it work out better for us. And that is just part of who I am, unfortunately. I do tend to get a little crazy sometimes, but it's just, I overthink measuring it, and then I go, oh, I'm right, and then it's too late. So what I'm going to do is go and take and sew this piece together, iron it all down really well, and then come back and we will take a look at what this particular block is going to look like for us. So I shall return in just a minute. One more seam, a little bit of ironing, and we will be good to go. And here is our finished block. So it's a little smaller than it should be. Perfectly fine. We can worry about that when we get to start putting the quilt together. And it doesn't have to go together in the order that they show it. Like, if I don't want it to look like this, I don't have to make it look like this. So I can always change that to some other design, and it's not a big problem. Yes, ma'am. April has decided she's going to grace us with her presence. So, here is this month's block. I'm very excited. We got it finished. It is not beautiful by any stretch of the imagination. I need to sew more, and that's another reason why I got this, is it's forcing me, not necessarily forcing me, but it is pushing me to quilt, but it's giving me a roadmap to get there. Rather than having to decide what do I want my quilt squares to look like, it does the work for me. So there is this piece. I am fairly happy with it. She seems to be pleased. And so we will open the next kit next time. I appreciate your spending time with me. That's it for part 2. We got this one done. We'll set it aside until next month, and we'll see what we get then. Until we get all of it together, and then we will revisit our pieces and see what we can do with them. And if you haven't already, please hit the subscription down below. Hit the thumbs up if you like this content, if you want to see us do more. I don't mind showing you my mistakes, because we all make mistakes, and I want you to know that, you know, I have been sewing for a long time, but I still screw up. And you know, it is what it is. So, hope you come back next time. We will start the next of the Annie kits that we got and see what's in it. Can I have this now? No, I can't have it. And until then, have an amazing week, and I will see you later.